Okay, hello student, welcome back, and today we are going to do some revision about this is practice 6 about support movement and growth. Okay, so let's look at this question. A group of students, wait, let me take my pen. A group of students want to know how the base affects stability. So basically, what affect the stability? Okay, so the thing that affect the center of gravity will be the base and center of gravity. Okay, these are the two things. So by looking at the picture, what do you think is the thing that they want to measure? I mean what is the manipulated variable? Usually when we can see the MV, DV and CV, constant variable. Okay, anyway, we finish the question first. A grad student want to know base area affects stability. An experiment was carried out to study the relationship between base area and stability. In the first step, the angle between the cylinder is fixed 80 degrees, whereas the next step, the cylinder is fixed perpendicular to the base area. Loads of 2 kg are placed. So can you tell me the MV, DV and CV? Okay, so let's look at this. Okay, MV is the manipulated variable. Okay, when we read the question, usually the question will tell the answer, especially for when you see the question is about like experiment. The manipulated variable and the responding variable is usually in the question, usually lah. I think 90, I would say for SPM it will be 95 or 97%. But it can be they can choose not to put it, because when give you the picture also they can ask you to guess. So for this question, we can see the keyword relationship between the base area and stability. You get what I mean or not? The relationship between base and stability. This is what they want to test in this experiment. Like this is a science subject. So science means we want to do experiment to test something. For example, to test you like to eat apple. To test people like car, Mercedes more than Honda, for example. To test people prefer somewhere, let's say McDonald's more than KFC. That is something that we can test. So what you want to test in this experiment? They want to test the relationship between base and stability. So the thing that we want to test is MV. The thing that we want to change, and the stability will be the RV. So the base area is MV. The thing that we want to change the manipulate variable. The word manipulate in English means you want to manipulate, you want to change. And what is the responding variable? Either dependent variable, or some people use the word responding variable, is still the same thing. Okay? Is the stability. So we want to understand the relationship between the base area and the question already give you the answer, and the stability. So I mean, if you guys know, if the base area is big, it's more stable. If the base area is small, so it's less stable. So we can see there is a and B. Okay, A, he put a large area, this is small area. So again, come back to the experiment. What they want, they ask you what is the manipulated variable and responding variable. Okay, the thing they want to measure is base area, responding variable is stability. Okay, that is the relationship. Base area will affect the stability. This is the MV, manipulated variable. This is the RV. For example, I say the relationship between let me think of a correlation. The relationship between, let's say, plant and water and growth. So I will say that water, presence of water, the RV will be the growth of plant. That is the relationship that we can see. We call this a correlation relationship. 1A in maths or MS, A, the function will affect B to some degree. Or maybe I would say that any more example that I can think. I think that if, for example, people that eat McDonald's will get fat. So I put here McDonald, and then I put fat, and this is a relationship. So I choose a group of people that don't eat McDonald's, a group of people that eat McDonald's, and I every day give A eat McDonald's, B no McDonald's, and after that, after 10 days, I see they got gain any weight or not. So there's a relationship they want to test, because you cannot say you say McDonald's fat, how you know? You say only. You need to do experiment. But of course, when you go to university and this is a very difficult experiment, because he don't eat McDonald's, he eat KFC, he also eat Mary Brown, so he also become fat. So that is the thing that is very difficult to measure. That is when you go to university then you have many things you want to control. But for SPM, for example, this question, we can see that it's very easy to control the base area, and one is big area and one small area. So that's why they put you to teach you in SPM the easy one. So when you go to university, you can do the difficult one. Okay, stability and the constant variable to make sure the experiment is fair. So probably we can know that base area is we want to change. So for example, the center of gravity we cannot change, because if we want to change, then the whole experiment will fail, because now your experiment you want to measure base with stability, or you want to measure center of gravity with stability. Okay, which one? Choose one, and then we do the experiment. So of course, the constant variable is the thing that we cannot change, is the center of gravity. So we can put the height, or maybe we put just now the student say the weight of the load. The book say height only, but if student write weight, I also will give correct, depend on your teachers. That's why sometimes I don't like the book or syllabus is the answer is quite is it rigid they just want the height, but actually when the student say weight, actually is also correct, but it is not in the marking scheme. Anyway, let's move on. What is the aim of the experiment? So the aim of the experiment is to determine the relationship between what? Base area and stability. Base area and stability. So I want to ask you a question. What is the hypothesis? So we have, in the experiment, usually we have, you need to understand when you look at the question, you must get three things. One is the hypothesis, one is the manipulated variable, responding variable, and constant variable. Another one, not so important but you know also is good, objective, which we already do. But this is most important, hypothesis and the variable. So when you look at the experiment, okay, the aim is to determine the relationship between base area and stability. What is the hypothesis of this experiment? Correct. Okay, as long as it shows a relationship. For example, I put a hypothesis, but your answer is correct. Like for example, you can write bigger surface area, it will, the bigger the stability. That is the relationship. So usually the experiment, the first thing we do is either the objective or the hypothesis. That's the first thing that we want to do. Okay, the surface area and the stability means if bigger the surface area, the bigger relationship. So this is usually the hypothesis. You want to show a relationship bigger, then more stable. How you know? You do experiment. You do experiment to test it. Or presence of water, more plant growth. Less water, less plant growth. How you know? You do experiment. Eat more McDonald's, become more fat, for example. How you know? Or you do experiment. But of course, in SPM, we always say it is accepted, accepted, accepted. But when you go to university, sometimes it's rejected. Okay, so we just reject the hypothesis. For example, if you eat McDonald's, it does not make you go fat. So either after you do the experiment, it could be yes, it could be no. But for SPM, you always read in your book, yes, 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 forever. It's just accepted, 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 accepted. But when it's supposed to be, you guys can choose. Then you do what you want. And sometimes it's the hypothesis rejected. No, eat McDonald's not become fat, for example. Well, water, the plant grow high. No, maybe no water, also the plant will grow higher. Any relationship that you want to do. So usually when we science, when we learn things or we want to write in book or we want to learn, the first thing is of course our objective. You say, why the planet is blue? Then you develop your hypothesis. Maybe it's blue because of there are too many carbon dioxide or nitrogen, for example. Then you do your variable, then you test, then you do your research, then you write in a book. You say the planet is blue because blah 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 blah. So all these things need to be studied. Okay, so next question. Okay, next question. State the manipulated variable. Base area already do. And the constant variable. What is the constant variable? It will be the height so that the experiment will remain fair. Wait, the question also got asked hypothesis. Okay, hypothesis we also already do. The bigger the surface area, the bigger the stability. Or you can write the smaller the surface area, the smaller the less stable the object is. Or you can write like one of the students said that a bigger surface area is more stable as compared to the what smaller surface area. Anything lah, because this is a science subject, it's not English. As long as the hypothesis show a relationship of something go to something, okay, like a correlation we call it. But of course when you go to university, sometimes the hypothesis is not a relationship. It could be many things lah, like the perspective of teacher, the belief of the student, it can be anything lah, the comparison of old people and young people. So then there are many things that type of experiment that you can do. But usually for SPM, we only focus on relationship. If A, then B. If B, then C. So this is one of the type of the experiment that we do. But in this question, if you cannot get hypothesis and you cannot get a variable, it means you don't understand the question. When you don't understand the question, you almost get 0 mark because you don't know what to write. So the most important thing is when you look at the question, when you look at the picture, you must get the hypothesis and the variable. You must know what they want. If not, means when you look at the question, you don't know what they're talking. You're going to write blah 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 blah, and if you're lucky, you got the marks. So that's the most important thing, is to understand what they want. Understand what they want to do. Beside the base area, state another factor that affect the object. So of course it's the center of gravity. We already discussed just now, one of the factor. Of course, I didn't write here the constant variable is not the I put the height and the weight, but it is almost the same thing, because the height, if the thing is higher, means the center of gravity is higher, so easy for the thing to fall down. If the thing has more weight, more heavy, if the thing is more heavy, actually the center of gravity become lower, so it's more difficult to fall down. If the thing is lighter, like a paper, polystyrene, so eventually the can I say like that? Actually I cannot say like that, you know. The weight I think is wrong, you know. Weight is not the center of gravity. It has more inertia, but it does not have more center of gravity. Why? Because we compare it to first, this is another topic. We are comparing it to inertia and wind. If you can check your textbook if you want. I think weight is not, because we think weight affect the gravity, affect the center of gravity, but it only affect if you don't put in a vacuum. But if you put in a vacuum, it does not affect the stability. Okay, so sorry, let me undo back again. So I already find Google. The thing that affect the center of gravity will be three things. This is what Google say lah. It will be the, wait, what is it say? The mass, weight, and geometry. Mass, let me change the pen color. Weight and geometry. Okay, geometry is the height lah. So we can say it's the height, very high or low. Weight and mass is almost the same. So eventually, yes, okay, because Google says so. So I just follow lah. So I just say that the weight, the height, and the weight will affect the center of gravity. The more heavy something is, then the center of gravity will be lower. Okay, it's not I confused. I thought because of the wind blow, so we feel that it is not stable, so I thought that weight is excluded. But after that, I think again the height also is the same, right? No matter how high you want to put the thing, if you put in the center and then you put in a vacuum chamber and there's no inertia, means there's no movement, no matter infinity high, the thing also won't fall down, correct or not? Let's say no wind blow, no wind blow the thing and no inertia. No inertia means you don't put magnet or you shake it, then obviously even though the thing is very high, it has very low stability, but it will not fall down. But then I think again, so probably height and weight must have the same type of measurement. Anyway, Google already say like that, so I just follow. Okay, Google say mass, weight, and height, okay, will affect the center of gravity. Okay, let's move on to the next question. This one already do already. Okay, number 2. Show the movement of an earthworm and the movement of a human arm. Based on diagram 2, name the muscle X and Y. Okay, so you can see that the X will be a circular muscle. Circular muscle in the textbook, page 119. And Y will be, if you look at your textbook, page 119, Y will be a longitudinal muscle. Longitudinal muscle. So I think this one you just need to memorize lah. The outer part, outside one will be the circular muscle. The inside one will be the longitudinal muscle. So that will be the difference. The movement of the human arm depend on P and Q. Okay, P and Q, bicep and tricep, describe the movement. So how we want to describe the movement? Shooting, describe the movement. I think it's at page, is it at page 128, is it? But why I cannot delete this thing? Em麻烦 markup markup to page textbook page 128. Okay, so the answer is at textbook page 128. The movement of the arm depends on P and Q. Describe the movement, 2 marks. So where is the 2 marks? So I just write the keyword. You make your answer. Okay, the first keyword, if you look at the textbook, the first keyword, this is called the antagonist movement, or you want to put antagonist muscle, but actually this is also called as the antagonist movement. Antagonist muscle, sorry, not antagonist movement. Okay, so I put here antagonistic muscle. And the next keyword is contract and relax. Okay, this is the keyword. You make your own sentence. For example, you say that P and Q is an antagonistic muscle where it works in pair and in the opposite direction. You just mentioned something about antagonistic muscle. Antagonistic muscle means the movement will move in the opposite direction. Okay, for example, if this go up, this go down. If this go down, if this go up, this go down. So this is the antagonistic movement. Okay, if this one, the muscle go up, this one must go down, become long. If this one go up, this one must become long. So this is called the antagonistic muscle. Okay, then you get 1 mark. If you want to understand more, please read in your textbook page 128. Okay, no need to write long. Okay, and one more keyword is contract and relax. Okay, so you don't write become long. Okay, you need to say contract. If muscle P contract means become small, muscle P will relax. If muscle P contract, muscle Q will relax. So that will be 1 mark. So you got 2 marks. Okay, so you can say, describe the movement. These are the movement from the antagonistic muscle where the muscle in pair move in opposite direction. So you get 1 mark. The another one is you use your own word lah. When the muscle Q contract, muscle P relax. When the muscle P contract, Q contract. Whatever lah. So forgot what I said already. Just one contract, one relax, one relax, one contract. Okay. So you got 2 marks. Okay. For more information, textbook page 128. Name the joint M. So what is the joint M? M, where is my M? Oh, M is at here. So this is also called as the hinge joint. Hinge joint, correct or not? Hinge joint, because hinge means it's just like one direction. That's called the hinge joint. Okay, so of course this is called the hinge joint. Another one is called the ball and socket joint. For example, like here, the ball and socket, you can see I can move in a circle the shoulder, but this one I cannot move in a circle. I only can move up and down. So what is ball and socket joint? Another one is hinge joint. Of course, we also have pivot joint and a poisonal joint. Okay, that is the extra information that you want to know. What is the characteristic of M? What is the characteristic of M? Okay, it only allow the movement of bone in one plane. Okay, allow movement of bone in one plane. Okay, what does the textbook say? Just let me check what the textbook say, because they use the word plane. I scared some student might think that is an aeroplane. So they say that why suddenly aeroplane go into my hand. So I see in the textbook, is there any better word rather to use than plane? Okay, so the textbook didn't write, I already checked. So allow the movement of bone in one plane, P-L-A-N-E. But this plane is not talking about the aeroplane plane. Okay, this plane is talking about like a dimension. How to draw? For example, this is the hand. I cannot draw because I don't know how to draw the plane. It will be something like this lah. The plane, for example, this is called the plane. I don't know how to draw. Means it's like a direction, a direction of horizontal, or a direction of vertical, or the direction of 45 degree. Means plane means is a certain dimension in 2D, in 2D. Yeah. But I don't know how to explain it. I cannot draw, but if I got picture, then it's easier to show you. Okay, plane means it's just one dimension. Okay, if 3D maybe have 3 plane, 3D because I got one is like this, one is going up, and one is like this, because you are seeing me, right? So like this is called one plane. This is one plane. Like this means is 2 plane. 2D, something like that Plane means one the dimension. Okay, so one plane means just one dimension, means actually it's just move up and down. But actually they use a good word. They use one plane. Then they don't use move one direction. Actually move one direction is very weird, because sometimes you can move in a bit left, a bit right. So that's why the book don't say move in the certain direction, but move in one plane like this. Even though I can move left and right a little bit, I still consider as one plane. Okay, so any question? Okay, so if no question, we'll take a short 10-minute break, and I'll see you by 9:10. See you again. Thank you and bye bye.